Dear investors, dear founders, welcome all to our first pitch event of 2025. I'm Tanya Mitchell. I'm your Pitch Lunch host and event producer. Startup Investor Pitch Lunch is a virtual platform that connects disruptive founders from around the world with their potential investors in the United States. We curate a pipeline of the best startups from global and emerging markets, startups that aim to scale their businesses to the United States. And we provide them a virtual stage to showcase their projects in front of prominent Silicon Valley American and global investors. Our format has extended beyond the Zoom pitch event as we provide full-scale fundraising support to our founders. We share your pitch decks and recordings of your pitch videos with our broad network of investors that, as of today, exceeds 15,000 investors, VCs, angel investors, family offices, and corporate venture funds. We are here to maximize your opportunities to raise funding and bring your startup to the United States by connecting you with the best American and global investors. So today, you not just will be pitching those investors that are here in our Zoom room, but you will also be pitching those investors who will be watching the recording of this event. So make sure deliver your best pitch as we will be sharing with everyone this exciting investment opportunity. As you all have noticed, 2025 has marked a new chapter in U.S. history as Donald Trump now made his prominent, phenomenal presidential comeback, and his administration, empowered now by the support of all the big tech corporations and top Silicon Valley tech billionaires, is now intending to make America great again. I've already noticed a growing small business optimism about Trump's promise to create the best environment in America for global entrepreneurs. As they are now encouraged, and you're encouraged, to bring your businesses to America and build your products and services in the United States. There will be lots of support and lots of funding, as it was promised, for the tech innovation sector, the development of AI. Then $5 billion fund to accelerate development of AI has already been announced, and Elon Musk is now an active change maker in the government, making it even more efficient. And we believe it is a great moment for all startups to leverage this opportunity and to scale your business in the United States. We anticipate more capital being fueled to AI startups as US is planning to become the world's leader in AI revolution. Not just AI, because this administration also announced plans to go to Mars and accelerate space race and also improve regulations for crypto. And the mindset of American investors, as you know, has always been all about rapid growth and rapid scaling. And many founders that come here to our event, they often complain that investment culture in Europe, for example, is more conservative and much slower than in the United States. And it was confirmed again this year, as many of our investors went to Davos Forum. I don't know why they went there, because it has never been many startup founders in Davos Economic Forum. But it was really refreshing and exciting to see American governors of states like Kentucky and Arkansas pitching global businesses and entrepreneurs to bring their operations to those states, where Walmart came from, promising them full support and very warm welcome. So definitely this new administration is very business oriented. It is aiming to deliver on those promises. And we see a lot of confidence and we see the progress already. And we all are very excited about this new chapter and the opportunity that we also help to bring to entrepreneurs from outside of the United States. As Startup Pitch Lunch is providing you with a gateway to the United States and an easy first step to connect with US investors. We are here to support you and to help your business scale and grow. And also to help our investors to connect with new emerging markets and discover future potential unicorns for their portfolios. And we hope that this next unicorn might be in this Zoom room right now. And today we have an exciting lineup of startup companies representing sectors of SaaS, consumer tech, and ed tech, pitching their products and businesses to our investors today. Among the pitching companies, and the order of the pitching companies will be exactly as following. BuddizAI, improving learning with human-centered AI. Next, we'll go Linkroster, AI-powered platform to accelerate your productivity. Next, we will hear from Harsil, matching job seekers and employers with AI. Next, we will hear from Adaapt AI, empowering enterprises with unified data insights. Next, we will be hearing from AstrobrewCoffee, the world's most advanced coffee maker, cold brew coffee maker. And finally, last but not least, we will hear from CollabCoffee, personalized coffee brands for creator economy. Each founder will have exactly 10 minutes to pitch, followed by 5 to 7 minutes Q&A from our investor judges panel. Today, we have a panel of brilliant startup judges, outstanding angel investors, and VCs who will be asking you their tough questions and providing critical or supportive feedback. And now let me introduce our panel of investor judges for today. In our celebrity investor judges panel, we have Philippe Alveida, managing partner of BrainWorks AI, venture capital for AI innovation. David Mendo, a managing partner at Emerging Ventures Capital, investing in seed-stage B2B tech startups, and an emerging tech super angel invested in over 500 startups. Michael Mazzio, a vice chairman of Lem Vega Capital, an international multi-fund investment firm. John Redfield, angel investor in early-stage companies from Silicon Valley, enterprise software fintech. Charles Callahan, founder and managing partner of Triangle Venture Partners. Casper Leclerc, managing partner of Norvest Venture Partners. Carl Jones, founding partner of Insight Ventures. Alex Galitsky was traveling to Singapore. I'm not sure if he's here representing Alnaus Capital. Dean Fain, angel investor and tech innovator from Los Angeles. Dmitry Dubagraev, founding partner of the Media US from Washington, D.C. Todd Yancey, investor and strategic advisor focused on SaaS, previously executive at SAP, IBM, and Oracle. And I believe Alexander Locke, of course, mentor and investor at Techstars, equity partner at VC4. And we also have a number of other investors that I was really hoping that they will be attending. If I didn't name you, if you are in this room, please introduce yourself when you will be asking your questions. And I encourage new investors to actively participate and to provide feedback and ask questions to our founders. Now, just a few housekeeping notes, and we will proceed to your pitches. So welcome to all investors. Thank you for taking time today to join us. We appreciate your support, your willingness to help founders, and we are looking forward to hearing your insightful questions and feedback to our pitching startups today. Investors, we do not have a few instructions. We don't have any scoring system in place. It is not a competition, not a contest, but an opportunity for you to discover new founders and learn about their projects. So please be active, ask your questions, provide your feedback, and if you really like a founder, you're welcome to connect after the event. I will be sharing everybody's contact information. You can invite them for a one-on-one call following up on these investment opportunities. We've had previously some investment magic happen at this pitch event, and we expect some magic to happen today as well. We also have a great number of investors who will be watching this later, so be mindful, the event is being recorded, so deliver your best pitches, your best presentations. I will also be sharing everybody's decks after the event, so you can follow up and dive into more details. During your pitch, please all stay muted. When an investor wants to ask a question, you can raise your hand and I will give you the mic to speak. Recording will be shared with all participants. We are excited to hear about the connections and investments made following this event. On this note, I am excited to open our pitch session and let's hear from our genius startup founders. The first company to present, and as you go to stage, please share your screen, and after you finish your pitch, stop sharing your screen. Okay. So our first pitching companies will be BuddizAI and its founder, Sanjith Meerukutty, the founder of BuddizAI, improving learning with human-centered AI. Welcome, Sanjith.
Thank you, Tanya. Thanks everyone for having me here. It's a pleasure to be in your network today. Myself, Sanjith, I am presenting Buddies AI and AI Buddy to learn together. So basically, we try to empower teachers and students with smart solutions. So let's assume that when a teacher enters into a class with a 50 or with a count of 50 students or 60 students, it's impossible for a teacher to give personal attention to each of the students because the students are having different learning pace, different IQ level, and different interest. So it's impossible for the traditional or the current system to give a personalized education or learning experience. And the teachers are burnt out due to many factors, including time constraints and overload administrative works. Then static and traditional contents and teaching methods. They still follow the textbooks which have been in the schools for the decades. And higher student ratio. Like I mentioned, if there are 60, 50 to 60 students in a class, it's impossible for a teacher to give personalized attention. No real-time monitoring and no outcomes. So they still go with a plan to cover the syllabus, but not with an outcome-based education system. And the traditional manual workflows still exist in the schools, which is also failing the teachers and students. So we solve that by giving personalized human-centered AI. So we are not giving AI solutions as a main tool, but we highlight teachers as our main tool and give AI solutions to empower the teachers and give a personalized education experience. So that includes our product includes a interactive chatbots for each of their subjects or courses, and diverse contents and real-world examples. And the important element of our platform is personalized mini AI models for each of the students and teachers as per their behavior pattern and their learning pace. So we analyze the data, we consider the data as the first element to give contents based on their learning pace, and automatic curriculum based question generation up which is according to the students learning level and the cognitive skill levels. So we generate questions, or the teachers will have the ability to generate questions based on different cognitive skills. And most importantly, and teachers will have a real-time analytics platform to identify the strength and weakness of each students. And for students, we support the students with 24/7. We give a buddy to learn at their own pace, at their own language, at their own time. And students receive instant corrections. They don't have to wait for the teachers to come on the next day. They get instant corrections and recommendation, enabling faster learning and skill building. That gives individualized learning experience based on each student's strength and areas for improvement. And also it tracks academic progress. If a student joins from a first class to first grade to 10th student, they will have a report code of what is their actual interest, what is their taste or on different subjects, and how to build their career profile in the long run. And most importantly, we automate the workflows in each school using AI tools. So basically, we use AI to scale up, to automate the workflow. We customize each school's problems. We give solutions as a customized solution for each school's workflow. We are not a solution where it is a one size fits for all. It's a personalized, customized solution to automate their traditional workflows. The market opportunity, our first market is India. So we are aiming at a SOM of 500 million and SAM of 5 billion at a time of 12 billion. When it comes to the SOM, we focus on the early adopters who are ready to adopt, who are eager to adopt a technology to automate, or our smart technology, our advanced technology to automate their traditional workflows and give importance to the learning and teaching enhancements. So we focused on higher education and K-12 on a B2B, and we have just recently opened up our B2C to test the market. We are trying to partner with upskilling platforms and organization, and we are also targeting the home tuition, which is a bigger market in India. And the SAM is K-12 and higher education, home tuition, and competitive exams, which is open to higher tech adoption, but have a resistance to adopt the smarter technologies like AI at this point of time. So when it comes to MENA market, we are aiming at a 200 million market and of a SAM of 4 billion and TAM of 7 billion. And when it comes to US, which is entirely different from the education system and the pedagogy and everything is different in the US compared to India. So we are planning to enter into the US market by next year. So what is our traction? So we launched our first MVP in 3 months when we started our project back in 2023 September. We launched our first page, a single page application to a few of the schools as a free pilot and got their feedback to iterate from there. So our first iterated product launched on March with a pilot run, 3 schools, and they have signed an MOU for 2 years after the pilot. And we have like one government entity a partnership made in the last 5 months, which will give us an access to 300,000 students in the next 3 years. It's a 3-year contract. So we have a 4,000 paid users. Basically, our customers are schools and the users are students. And currently we have 4 schools trial ongoing, including one from UAE, which is in MENA region. And we have around 55 plus teachers onboarded already to this platform. So what is our financials? So we have a booked revenue of 244K ARR, and we have 500K ARR schools trial ongoing, and we expect to close one with a 300K ARR by next week from UAE. And we have a 1 million ARR in demo stage. We have around 8 to 10 demos already been scheduled. This is our team. Myself, Sanjith. I worked for Apple as a contractor. I worked in the AML department of iTunes Music. I worked in the prompt engineering team of customer care department, and I am a second time founder. My previous startup was accepted to Techstars. I'm at Techstars 2024 batch founder as well. Anup, who is a co-founder and CEO, is my best friend. He is in the education industry for the past 20 years. Renchit is our chief operating officer. He is also a second-time founder, and he has 15 plus years of experience with Emirates, NPD, Abu Dhabi Commercial Bank. Abhilash is our CMO, and he's a education psychologist and skill trainer, and he was an entrepreneur and former Southern Regional Director of Impulse Education Services. We have a consultant product officer who is from one of the top-rated schools in India. He is helping us to improve the system with education-based or academic-based modules. And Brian is my friend. He has been working in the higher education for 2 years, and he has experience in K-12 administration for 13 years, and he even has implemented a district-wide learning management system. So he is helping me to understand the education system of US by talking to many higher education colleges and K-12 schools to understand their current process, how the system is different, how the pedagogy or the rubrics and the course standards different from Indian education system or UAE education system. So we are currently doing that research with the help of Brian. And Afil is our VP of Engineering, and Bixi is our Education Partnership Manager. Uh, Myself and Brian are in the US, so I travel frequently back and forth from the Bay Area to India and UAE. So our revenue model is a subscription-based model. So basically, we have a tier-based pricing based on the count of students, based on the acceptance or the acceptance of the product to try the pilots. So basically, we adjust our pricing based on the negotiation we have with the schools, and we have an advanced pricing model that comes around $12 to $15, which includes out of the product programs like language learning programs, then giving personalized internship opportunities for higher education and giving expert level or industry level advice and monitoring to upskill their skills, to upskill them and make them job ready. So we have out of the product programs also to support them on a long run. So our competition is not with the existing LMS module because during the COVID time, most of the schools and higher education have acquired at least a tool or an LMS to continue the education. So what we are trying to do is we try to be an integration partner for all the existing models and use analytics data, use their data to give advanced analytics. Then we give our AI tools for the content generation or for the no, for advising or for the recommendations. So basically, we are not competing. We are not trying to compete with any of the products in the market except Magic School and Flint. And Magic School and Flint are a content generation tool. They focus on content, giving a content generation tool. They don't focus on giving personalized education. But we are focusing on using the data to drive our platform individually for each student and for each teacher. We are currently raising our seed for a 1 million. With this seed, we are planning to increase our tech team to 25% and enterprise sales team to 35% and marketing operation and customer support team to 40%. We have a current team of 14, including the founders. So we want to connect all the existing leads and also support the existing clients. And we need to scale up the team to efficiently support the existing clients and attend the new leads. With this, we will be able to achieve 330K per month, an average of 400 paying users per school as per our calculation. And we expect to open the B2C soon as we are doing the testing in the Indian market for the B2C, and we expect that to onboard 35,000 B2C users in the next 18 months. And we expect to onboard 80 B2B schools or higher education, and as I mentioned, 35K B2C users. And this would be our team of 62 in the next 18 months. So tech will be 15, marketing sale 15, operations 18, customer support 12, and product will be 2. That's it. Thank you so much for listening to me. If you have any questions, if you are interested to connect with me, you can reach out to me at sanjith.thomas@buddiz.ai. I'm available in the Bay Area and open to meet anytime until next week. I'm traveling to Dubai to onboard our first client or first customer in Dubai by next week, and I'll be back to the Bay Area by end of Feb. Thank you so much.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Sanjith. Well, definitely exciting to imagine how will the future of school education look like with AI, and so many companies are trying to tackle this problem. India is such a huge emerging market, so definitely you are solving a really important problem for the future of our children. And I want to invite some of our investors, and we have too many investors in this room. We are better than Shark Tank because we have like at least 5 investors for each founder every event. So please do ask your questions or give your feedback to Sanjith. It's really important for him to get some reality check. But you talk to investors in Bay Area, I'm sure. It's not your first fundraising speech. Okay, so let me see who I want to. Philip Alvida. Philip, are you here? I want to hear from you. I will be asking some of our new investors to give some of their thoughts, and then Michael, Charles, Todd,
yeah, so
you're in space. Yeah. Hi, Philip.
hi, Tanya. Thanks for having me. I'm really delighted to join.
Yeah.
Sanjay, thank you for the pitch. I think you are you're on a worthy mission that I would love to see succeed. I think that in terms of giving you some feedback on the pitch itself, I'd say I'm a man who prefers to see demonstrations than hear assertions. And so one area where your pitch was a little bit weak was you just did not demo the product, and we couldn't see
Where is the
what
demo?
your product was. It was hard to kind of really visualize what you were talking about in that sense. The fact that you have early customers is great. It's clear that you have something. But most venture capitalists are going to want to know, who are those customers? Where are they? Give me some validation that that's real and that we can do diligence on. The other thing I would say is that even for a venture as early as yours, it's probably worth considering not just what you need as an entrepreneur to grow the company, but what's in it for the investor. Why would an investor want to invest in you? And so, articulating the offer to say, hey, we need this much money, that's one bit, but what's the next bit? What's my return going to be? Well, depending on your growth, when might an exit be? So how are you going to articulate those things to motivate an investor to come in and support your journey? So those are basically it. But overall, I'd love to see the education grow. I think AI has great applications there, and you're in a sector that's really interesting to us and I think important for the country and for the world. So hope you have a good journey there.
Very informative feedback. Oh my God, how did we forget the demo?
Thank you, Philip. Thank you, Philip, for the wonderful feedback. Yes, I do have a demo. I was not sure whether I should do that in the 10 minutes or
I think you can do a 1-minute demo. Yes, let's do it.
Yeah.
Do you want to do it now?
Yeah, I have a demo video like coming, or you want me to play that, or you want me to log into the system and play?
If you have it at hand, you can just share your screen and just show us what the app is doing.
Yeah.
And how does it look like? Yeah. Everybody should be showing their demo. In fact, I'm not sure about coffee tasting today, but like at least what you can do with a virtual presentation.
Yeah, so basically, this is a recorded demo. We normally give it to the schools and higher education over the emails.
And if you can comment what you were inserting there, what are those numbers? Mm-hmm. Oh, this is some kind of a questionnaire, like a test.
Yeah, so this is basically a questionnaire that will be a teacher can generate based on the cognitive skill levels, different levels,
Mm-hmm.
and that will be shared with the students. And the exams are
Okay, so it's generating personalized kind of exam test for a
yeah,
student.
and
That's what it is
yes,
doing.
and
Okay.
it can be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so basically, a teacher can create questions or any activities, group activities, and the system will group the students based on their different pace or cognitive skills what they have through these activities. And even teachers also can mention that in the system or annotate the system to understand more about the students. Then
Mm-hmm.
we have this is one section. We have math GPTs basically like which can so the latest one is you can even have a handwritten one. So this is keyboard which was very difficult. So we got the feedback from schools and teachers that they would need handwritten keyboards, which we have implemented now. So this is a weak outdated part.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, great. Well,
and
thank you
and
for sharing the demo. I'm sure people can play with it if you send them a link so they can test it
yeah,
out.
I will share the link. Yeah, so we have the recommendation system, which is the uh, key part of this product, which is machine learning product. We give instant feedbacks using our recommendation systems,
Mm-hmm. 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 Okay,
and it
amazing. Well,
supports
thank
multi
you.
languages as well. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Well, I want to ask, we have an investor here in the room who has a great expertise work mentoring tech startups. Alexander, if you have any tips for Sanjit or like any kind of feedback, would love to hear from you.
All right, Tanya, thanks. Yes, I agree with the previous speaker. The demo, then the project short demo, and maybe a short video would be nice. And also the metrics, also quite important, that what are your daily active users comparing to monthly active users, what are the customer acquisition costs and so on. All these metrics, this is quite important for us as well.
Mm-hmm.
got it, got it.
I
Yeah,
think
so one question.
Sanjit had great traction metrics actually. Like I think you were showing those right at the beginning.
Yeah, so we have the traction on a very higher level, but we do send out investor updates every month, and that investor updates has more detailed updates about what is our DAU or WAU and monthly active users, and also what is our customer acquisition cost, and everything is detailed in the investor updates email we send out monthly. And I think if you could share the email address, I should be able to add all the investors to that updates. And also I will prepare, I have a financial model which has all these details that can be shared with the interested parties. And I would like to know, should we include that in our pitch deck on what is our customer acquisition, or should we have a detailed pitch deck detailing that?
For the beginning, we just need a short presentation and like teaser one pager. And I believe Tanya will share with you the invitation link where we have the interface for screening startups in this course. So that would be great if you fill in.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Okay. So as your DJ for today, thank you so much, Sanjit. I'm sure investors will have more follow-up information for you, and I will connect you with everybody after this call, but they are just a little shy. Maybe I don't see too many hands yet, but to spice it up a little, I want to do a little twist in our speaking lineup, and I want to actually invite a company that is not tech AI company, but is definitely a tech innovation company. Joseph, if you are here in the room, I want to ask you if you're ready and if you want to present something that would be very different from what we heard now about ed tech. Definitely also important, but very different project is AstrobrewCoffee, the world's most advanced cold brew coffee maker, which is thought as a form of engaging our investors and energizing them. I think like we will all take a shot of a coffee startup pitch right now. I think that will not hurt. What do you think, Joseph?
Sure, yeah, I'd be happy to go.
Are you ready? Are you ready to, give us some energy,
I'm
an
ready.
energy boost?
Absolutely, I'm ready. I'm just trying to get my camera back
Joseph,
working again.
I will give you like a longer introduction. Joseph, I think is a great example of a Silicon Valley. But you're not based in Silicon Valley right now. I don't know. A Silicon Valley innovator's mindset. He's been working on building his technology for 20 years, and his story is incredible. And he started from drawing his coffee machine on a napkin, and then it took so many iterations, and then finally when he delivered his prototype, the crowdfunding, the website Kickstarter exploded, and people just threw in 150K in like overnight to support. And Joseph shared with me that at CES, Consumer Electronics Show in Vegas, he was interviewed by CNN and by Forbes, and it's just incredible success story that you guys were able to achieve, and definitely inspiring. I think it's worth sharing your story with our audience and our investors on the first place.
Yeah, well, thank you. That's a great introduction. I really appreciate it. My camera doesn't seem to want to work right now, but that's okay. I'm just going to jump into the presentation.
Or if you want, you can. I will be sharing your screen.
Yes, I'm going to be sharing my screen.
Okay, yeah. So we have at least some visual here.
Absolutely. All right. Now I'm going to go full screen. Everyone can see my screen, okay?
Yes.
All right, very
definitely
good.
can see your screen. Yeah.
Well, great. Hello, everyone. My name is Joe. I am the founder and inventor of AstroBrew, the world's most advanced cold brew coffee maker. I have 20 years experience in research, development, and manufacturing, 10 of which were spent at Keurig Dr. Pepper, developing many different beverage pod-based machines, coffee, espresso, soda, Keurig Cold, and cocktails even with DrinkWorks. And I've since moved on to AstroBrew. Now, I want to hear from everyone in the chat. How many of you drink hot or cold brew coffee? You can type the word coffee in the chat if you do. And I also want to know how many of you. I want to know how many of you even know. Yeah. I want to know how many of you know what cold brew coffee is, because chances are some of you do and some of you don't. Well, those of you who do drink hot coffee will be exclusively drinking cold brew coffee within the next 10 years. And this is everyone around the globe, even though you don't know what it is right now. And by the end of this presentation, when I explain what this machine does and what cold brew coffee is and why it's becoming popular, all of you are going to want to participate in our $2.2 million pre-seed round, because cold brew is going to change the world. And I'm going to tell you why. All right, so cold brew, by 2030, it's estimated to become a $7 billion global market, and that estimate is going up week over week. In fact, 75% of all Starbucks annual beverage sales are from cold coffee, iced coffee, cold brew, and other various caffeinated beverages. So it's a very popular market. And even, in fact, this, the question is, why isn't it $7 billion now if the fastest growing beverage sector in the world right now, cold brew, why isn't it $7 billion yet? Well, because not a lot of people know about it. It's an emerging market and an untapped potential for this market is at-home appliances. You can't find this on the store shelves. So why is cold brew coffee market growing? It has less acidity. It's healthier for you. It's better on your gut. It has less bitterness. So it has a natural sweetness to it. Most people don't even add sugar because it's so sweet. So that automatically right there makes it healthier. And it also has a longer shelf life. It lasts longer, and which is great for cafes. The problem with these small cafes is they actually run out before the day is over. They can't make cold brew fast enough. Now, cold brew coffee is brewed cold. There is zero heat involved. When you make hot brew coffee, you take boiling water and you punch those coffee beans in the face with this boiling water, and you pull out all these acids out of the beans. And that's what is bad on your gut. But with cold brew, that doesn't happen. It's very time consuming. You essentially take the beans, the grinds, put it in cold water, and you let it sit there like a sponge, and it slowly soaks it up. It can take up to 24 hours to brew cold brew coffee. And it can take up to 8 hours just to chill it down in a refrigerator. If you go to the store, if you go to Starbucks, a 12-ounce cup is $7. It's also cumbersome to make at home. It requires large, heavy equipment, and it's extremely messy. So that's why a lot of people don't make it at home. And the opportunity to have a device that sits on your counter just doesn't, you can't just go to the store and buy it because it doesn't exist. Until now. This is the AstroBrew, the most advanced cold brew coffee maker on the market today, and it's available for pre-order through our website. AstroBrew makes 34 ounces of cold brew coffee in only 5 minutes. We went from 24 hours to 5 minutes. It has auto chilling. Within that 5 minutes, it's going to come out ice cold. You don't need to add ice. You don't need to take up refrigerator space. In fact, this machine is more energy efficient than your refrigerator because it uses advanced solid state technology. In fact, I spent 2 years working on the cooling technology for this machine alone before I even thought to move on to cold brew. It has an internal UV light as well as an airtight seal, so you can store the coffee fresh for up to 30 days. If you want to make a cold espresso in this machine and you only want one little shot of espresso per day, that's great. Store it for 30 days on your countertop. It's very eco-friendly. It's a fully recyclable machine. There's no harmful chemicals inside that do the cooling, and there's no CFCs. We have 4 patents pending on this machine, 2 for the chilling technology and 2 for the brewing technology. We have 5 trademarks pending right now, and it's going to retail for $379. Here's a quick video demonstration. You can see it's very easy to use. All you do is put the coffee grinds in the top lid with the water. You close it, hit the button. It does its thing, and 5 minutes later, you're ready to dispense. It will flash green when it's ready to dispense. You push down the button, and out comes your cold brew coffee, ice cold. We have a proven sales record. We had our Kickstarter this past August. That went for 30 days. Within the first 30 minutes, we raised $10,000, which surpassed our goal. And by the end of the 30 days, we had over 600 customers, and we raised $145,000. Since then, we've gained more customers, and we're right now up to a total of 650 pre-orders on this machine, or 650 machines sold through pre-order at at price. And we have a list of over 8,000 email subscribers. It's, as you know, it's very difficult to get people to pre-order an item. But you know, our track record here speaks for itself. We tested out the machine at the New York Coffee Festival in the fall of 2023. We served over 2,000 cups of coffee. We were at the very front of the door to this festival. You can see the long line of people waiting to try our coffee. We gained hundreds of subscribers, and we had this very ugly 3D printed machine here that was serving out drinks. And then the festival itself reviewed us and said we're the most anticipated cold brew coffee maker of 2024. 2 weeks ago, we went to CES and we exhibited there. We got interviewed by Forbes, Tech Radar, the Spoon, and you know, got some nice reviews there, and we're getting some attention because of that. The competition, as I said, it's an untapped market, so the competition is sparse. But so far, of everything that's out there, we're kicking the pants off of them. We beat them in price. We get colder than they do. We get colder faster than all the other competition, and we don't have pods. And that is more of a company policy than a technical limitation. We've decided not to do pods until pods are general coffee pods are all fully recyclable and fully aluminum, because that's the best thing for our environment. And they're just wasteful and expensive. Even Cumulus, if you've heard of them, they have a machine. It's $800 machine, and the pods are $2.50 per pod. With AstroBrew, a 12-ounce cup of cold brew is only 30 cents. So that's a massive cost savings for the average consumer. We also have a larger brew range: cold brew, Americano, espresso, cold brew concentrate, tea, matcha, chai. Anything that can be steeped in water can be made in this machine. So we will appeal to a very broad market. And while we're going to focus our initial sales in the US, we are going to be targeting some international markets such as Brazil, which really love cold brew coffee. So we're seeking, yes, apologies. So we have our Kickstarter. We are going to kick off our new e-commerce store very soon. And we're going to be restarting advertising. We're going to have 650 units ready to ship by May of this year to all those pre-order customers, those Kickstarter backers. And then we're going to have 2,000 units ready for e-commerce in June. We're going to target Amazon.com, Walmart.com, and possibly some omni-channel activity that we're talking with a sales group on. And then by Cyber Monday, we plan to have at minimum 5,000 units ready for sale, with the ultimate goal and to get into retail by 2026. Our 5-year plan is quite comprehensive, but to sum it up, we plan to go commercial with a large brewing machine for small cafes. We have a low-cost model in development that doesn't have cooling, and then a pro machine which would do hot and cold, essentially brewing it cold and then dispensing it hot, which is actually quite delicious, and I would urge all of you to try it out. And then, of course, I do want to get pods. I do want to do that because I think the potential is huge. It could go beyond coffee, and it's something that I've been a part of a few times through Keurig is trying to get different beverage pods moving forward, such as Gatorade, Coca-Cola, and an AstroPod machine, which is currently patent pending. The technology to brew cold brew coffee in a pod is protected by us, and that machine would also be able to dispense other types of cold drinks on demand. So right now, our projection for sales is $32 million in sales, 100,000 units by 2027. And that's the path that we have laid out here. Right now, our landed cost for 10,000 units is $115, and we can get it as low as $80 by my projections. And that's, of course, before any tariff announcements are made, but we're keeping our eye on that. My team consists of myself, my co-founder and chief marketing officer, Vivek Ananth, who also has 20 years experience in marketing, and Shira Kaiserman, who has 20 years of experience in finance. And I actually worked with her under the Keurig ecosystem. So that's how I know her. So just to, tie it all up, we're looking for $2.2 million in pre-seed investment. And what this is going to do is allow us to push through to retail by 2026. So this is enough capital for us to do that between marketing and production costs. And we have two different options: pre-seed, a pre-money safe, and a post-money safe, depending on your investment amount. And we are operating all of this through Carta.com. So if any of you love coffee, and if any of you know how strong the coffee market is, I urge you to participate. We're going to have a line of consumables, our own branded coffee, accessories. I'm writing a cookbook based on cold brew coffee that it got very good sales through our Kickstarter, and you can go and look at that on our Kickstarter page. So please reach out to me if you have any questions after the presentation, and I am ready to take questions from the audience.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Joseph.
Thank
I don't
you.
know about you guys. I feel really excited. I think you yourself is an embodiment of your product. You're so energetic, and I definitely think that coffee has a flexible demand. People in America especially have always been drinking a ton of coffee, especially cold brew. I think every second order in Starbucks is like cold brew coffee. I think America is like
It's
number one
quite
consumer
popular.
in cold brew. Yes. So I would love
Yeah.
to hear some feedback or some questions for you from investors. I actually encourage you guys typing your questions during the presentations in the chat, or raising your hand in advance, so I could see who will give a word to. But right now, I would love to hear from some people who haven't spoken before. We have Charles Callahan, we have Michael Mazzeo, we have I'm thinking who can be a good fit. Todd Yancey, would love to hear your thoughts as well. So, and remember that this pitch is for a much bigger audience that we will be sharing the recording with. So definitely will be more hardware tech investors and actual innovation tech. And we also have Carl Jones. So we would love to hear everybody's questions or feedback for Joseph.
So if I can just jump in here quickly.
Todd, welcome. Yes, please, welcome.
Thank you. So excellent presentation. I have
Thank you.
just a question, and then I think maybe some good advice here for you. So
yes,
I don't think you're raising enough money to really go out retail, and I'm just kind of focused or questioning why you set the number so low. So that's number one question. And number two, I don't know if you know Susie Welch. She is Jack Welch, the former chairman CEO of GE, his widow. She is obsessed with cold brew. And she's written a number of books, 10, wrote books with Jack. She's very influential. You should immediately send her, and if you need to get information, I'm happy to share that privately with you. You should send her immediately a device, or in February when you have them, because she's just obsessed. She's going to write about it. And more importantly, she's going to evangelize for you, and she's somebody that has a great deal of influence. So just that comment.
I would love that contact. I really appreciate that. Thank you for that information. I will say that as far as the raise, we are do something that's quite unique to the appliance market, and it's something I'm not willing to divulge on this call. It's kind of a trade secret, but we are basically, and I'm sure you can make some guesses, we're avoiding plastic injection molding for this project, and that's going to save us a significant amount of money. It's a very advanced process, and that's the reason our raise is much lower. Hardware is hard for a reason, and this has been a hard journey, especially in these times of everyone pushing for AI. I like to joke I made the absolute worst possible decision to go, in terms of timing and the market sector. It's not been great for hardware the past couple years. So but that's why I went the Kickstarter route.
Yeah, but you're
So
driving AI through cold brew, and you're going to make everyone involved in AI even more, that drinks coffee, more productive and healthier,
yeah,
right?
that's a
So turn
that's
it
a great,
around to be an advantage for you.
I like that slogan, powering AI from behind the keyboard.
Yeah.
Hey,
Absolutely.
Joseph, I got Hey,
Yes.
Joseph, I got a comment. With the current administration, where are you manufacturing this? Is in US or in China? Because lowering your manufacturing costs, I mean, I'm very familiar with materials because that was my major, material science and manufacturing. But, I'm more of a venture capitalist today versus, product to market. So what you're doing, I mean, your raise, I think for the early round, I think is probably reasonable. As you go up into your A round, of course you do more, but your manufacturing costs may change in the coming months or years with the new administration.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's something I was hoping to have an answer on from day one on Monday. But they haven't made any specific announcements yet. No executive orders have been signed, no bills have been pushed through yet for impending tariffs. I tried really hard to make US manufacturing work. And well, actually I should say North American manufacturing work. And because it sounds like you're very familiar, the majority of parts in this machine you cannot physically purchase from manufacturers that exist in the United States today. We're talking solid state cooling, these fans, pumps, valves. You just simply can't buy them here, and that's just a hard fact. And I want to make it work someday, and it is my long-term goal to bring it back to North America. I just simply, if he proceeds with his goal of 25% tariffs in Mexico, in Canada, I just can't make that happen. That said, the person or the company that I am getting my plastic parts from is out of Utah. So I'll actually be having my plastic parts made in Utah, shipped to China for manufacturing, and then brought back here. So my goal is to start, securing that supply chain. Ultimately, we need to, think about the bottom line, and getting our product manufactured here is just simply not going to be profitable anytime soon. So it was a hard decision to make, because I'm sorry.
What's your current margin right now? I mean, your volume is low, but what's your current margin, with the cost you have today versus what you think the tariffs would impact your margin?
Yeah, I'd have to get back to you on the specific of that, but basically we plan to retail for $379, and at our low margins, we can build the machine for $145 in Asia, and that doesn't include the the tariffs.
Yeah, so you have like a double your margin. So, that's really tight. And then
yeah,
and then you got shipping too. And so, add to that. I don't know if that's already added, but I mean, I think your presentation was really good. And just hardware. I look at so many startups, and being an engineer way back in the early 90s, hardware is very challenging. And then with today's economy, global dynamics, competition, et cetera, and now tariff, it makes it very tough. If I can help you in any way, like Todd just said, the person, Mrs. Welch, I mean, that would be your biggest advocate.
Yeah, I think that's a great resource to reach out to.
Amazing,
So,
incredible feedback. Very, sorry,
thank
you
you.
have something to answer? Yes. Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna say real quick that manufacturing in Asia is in my opinion, and I tried to make it work. In my experience, the go-to place, and long term, it needs to be the goal to bring it over here, and we'll get there eventually. But you still don't see large companies such as Keurig or Nespresso, bringing it away from Asia. So, and we obviously we're not going to be able to compete with their operational costs. So we'll do our best to absolutely make it work, and I feel like we have a very solid plan.
Amazing. So very useful tips, insightful feedback from our investors, Carl Jones and Todd Yancey. Thank you so much. And that was really valuable. I believe, Joseph, definitely there will be more conversations to follow. We just need to get back on track with our timing, because we still have 4 companies to pitch today, and about investors to stay and listen to everybody. And we have exciting startups to present to you.
Next, thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, Joseph. Thank you. We appreciate you bringing us coffee energy. And I think that the secret to success, I will be bringing a next coffee company after the software SaaS company. And that would create like a perfect balance of energy in our Zoom room. So our next presenter is also an AI company, and its founder, Vivek Ananth, who is building AI-powered platforms to accelerate your productivity and help you achieve your goals with Linkroster. Welcome, Vivek, and please present your company to us in just 10 minutes. Hi, Vivek. And hear you.
Hi, hi, Tanya. Yeah.
Unmute yourself. Yes.
Yes.
Welcome.
Yeah.
We're excited to hear about your innovation.
Yes. Genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. Most of us know that business operates in system and people operate in subconscious. So in order to change it, there's a lot of roadblock in it, in the implementation path. So to solve that problem, we utilized brainstorming as a tool, and there is a 90% success rate in that. Inspired by this, we built a platform called Linkroster, brainstorming AI/expert platform. Let's see the problem, what we are solving here. So there are a lot of information out there actually, but getting specific information specific to the organization or specific to the person, specifically to solve, to get the right things to achieve it. So what's the solution we are giving it? The solution is, you can do the collaborative brainstorming. There will be AI and then expert organizational support. There will be list of templates and resources available there. And there will be tracking. You can reevaluate, you can achieve things. For our target market is corporate organization, college/universities, life coaching/training centers, working professionals, aspirants, and students. So let's see a quick demo of the product. So here is the homepage of the application, and so users can sign up for free. And here, when the user is logging in, it loads the page, dashboard page, where it will show all the things here. So here they can make a decision, they can make a challenge, goal, learn, and they can list the best links here. So if you go inside here, this will be a set of templates. It will be added by the experts in the platform in the different sectors. And these are the already added list for the specific decision that has to be made, like fundraising versus bootstrap, and to change things like that. And similarly, like if you go in goal also, you'll be able to see, you'll be able to track everything here. And there'll be like tracking, and then what are the list of actions that has to be implemented, and what's the progress, and then the prioritization of it. And this tracking can be done here on daily basis, and you can reevaluate and do things here. So the same here in terms of what you can say is, here you can ask AI for any of that, like for example, house versus apartment. If you're typing here, if you're asking for here, like what are the choices, what are the factors here, based on that you can make the decision. Similarly, like if any goal is there, you can add it and then see the things, and then add it actually directly to the system. And there will be interconnectivity between the modules also. Like for example, any challenge, if we have, we can convert that as a goal here. So it will be converted actually. So apart from this, like people can do that individually also. They can do it as team as well. And if you there'll be other modules like scheduler, podcast, habit tracker, ebooks. And this is the platform, this is the unique differentiator, because it's an ecosystem of a platform which combines everything in one place kind of. And so this is for individual side of it. And then if you see here, this is for B2B. It's for as a SaaS we do here. And this B2B, basically what it will have, it's for a Pro Rata Academy. It's one of the life coaching organization. Let's go back to the slide again. So here's the traction here. Like currently we have 2 B2B customers here for Pro Rata Academy, Elegant Co. And we have B2C 20+ experts, 50+ aspirants, and we have 400+ working professionals. And these are our partners actually. So here's our competitor analysis, like list of feature and then list of platforms like LinkedIn, Notion, MindMeister, GLG, Voice Mapping. But we can say that since it's an ecosystem of things, few things it will come lies in this size of it. And here's the founding team. So I myself, Vivek Ananth, having 17 years of experience in software product development and services. Here's the advisory team, like Mohit Sureka, CEO of Global Startup Club. He connects all the founders in India for 16 cities, and outside of India, the 6 countries he is running it. And Sivaraj Ramanathan, CEO Startup TN, he is focusing on Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities for the startup side of it. And Gopinath, he is a sociologist. He is a sociology gold medalist. He is having 15 years of experience in running IAS coaching centers. And these are our partners actually, like ACMS, who take care of all the compliances, Advoclaw, they take care of all the terms and conditions and privacy policy and payment gateway related things. And IPAC Legal, they take care of the copyrights and trademark. And Excavate Digitals, they take care of the designing part of it and then digital marketing side of it. Here's the pricing model. Like we have quarterly $63 per year and per quarterly, and then $154 per year. Apart from that, we have the enterprise edition, which we connect with the B2B. And here is our TAM, SAM, and SUM, like 3.2 billion addressable market and 4.5 billion total addressable market and 1.8 billion SUM. So here's our funding here, like already I have invested bootstrapped 130K, and we are looking for 1.2 million. And here is the roadmap. Currently, we have in Bangalore and Coimbatore, and these are the things. In 2025, we will be expanding in New York, San Jose, London, and Canada. And I believe you like the pitch. Join us to make an impact. Thank you.
Thank you, Vivek. Amazing. So I would love to hear some feedback and questions for you from our investor judges who haven't spoken yet. I want to ask Gurmit Teotia to say some of his feedback. John, if you're here with us. And also Michael Mazzeo, first time joining us today. Would love to hear your thoughts for Vivek.
Sure. This is John. Thank you for your presentation.
Hi, John.
I only have a few questions. I guess first, where do you really see where do you position yourself, right? It was a little bit unclear to me exactly, sort of how you're positioning yourselves. That's one question. And then the follow on to that is, really focusing on who the primary competitors are out there in the market and what are they delivering versus what your guys are delivering, right? I struggled a little bit to sort of understand how a corporation, for example, with a large team would truly utilize this and what value proposition they would be getting out of it. So if you could dive into that a little bit, I think that would be useful.
Yeah, actually, what happens is for the large corporation or organization, the same thing, like there's a tags and all these goals can be tagged actually. Goals or decision that can be tagged, and it can be visualized on the entire side of the whole organization. Each level, it can be tracked actually for the organization side of it.
Okay. And then who are the comps? I mean, because one of the things that I always ask myself is what's the exit potential on this? And to some extent, that goes back to who the comparables are. And, have there been any exits in a comparable space? What are the valuations that those companies are achieving? So put some context around the investment opportunity.
Yes, actually, like the main competitors I can say for is Asana, ClickUp, and Notion.
Okay.
So,
and how much do you have any idea, any insight into sort of their current valuations or how much they've raised and at what valuations? Again, I'm trying to get some notion of sizing of this. Is this, is it bigger than a breadbasket? I mean, what is it, right?
yeah. Right now, I didn't have that numbers. Definitely, like I'll get back with that with you, John.
Okay. Okay, that's it for me.
Okay, amazing. So any more questions to Vivek? I don't see any hands. Maybe we need to add one more coffee company to present to this batch. Charles, or I'm looking who can be in this sector. Charles Callahan, do you have any thoughts? I just see many investors have brought their AI agents to this meeting. In fact, we're taking notes, so definitely they will be reviewing that afterwards. All right, Charles, don't see somebody sending me a message. Okay, so to save time, I would recommend we move to the next speech, and then if there will be more questions, you can always type them in. I will also, as I mentioned, will be connecting and sharing everybody's contacts, so you can continue. Vivek, you can follow up with investors on your speech after this.
Sure.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you for your presentation. I'm a big fan personally of productivity apps, and I have around 50 of them on my phone, and then now I don't have time to use them. Now I need an app that would add more time to my life. I will bring to your attention our next presenter, who is building an app that is matching job seekers and employers with AI. And that is Harsil and its founder, Gurmit Teotia. Gurmit, welcome, and please share your screen and do your presentation for us. Thank you, Vivek. Yes. Gurmit is here. I can see you. Yes, give us a moment. Yes, we are ready to listen. Harsil, welcome.
Yeah. Can you see the screen, please?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello, guys. My name is Gurmit, and this is the first time I'm pitching before investors, so please excuse me if I make some mistake, and I will really appreciate your feedback. Building a Harsil.com, and our goal is to fix the inefficiencies in matching job seeker with employers. In the team-wise, my name is Gurmit. A software developer with 20 years of experience. My last job was with AWS, and for the last 16 months, I'm working full-time on it. Akansha, she is an HR professional with experience in recruitment. So our vision is that we want Harsil to be a one-stop for job seekers. Excuse me. So what's the problem? So candidates hops between different sites to find their next jobs and often waste time on the generic agency jobs, because none of the job boards gives the good coverage of the job market. And employers spend time and money making their job visible on multiple platforms, and often they stick with selected recruitment agencies because of the complicated contract negotiation. So the problem is, I already talked about it. Why has the problem remained solved? Because none of the job boards give good coverage of the market, because employers don't post to all of the job boards, and employer unwillingness to engage with the new recruitment agencies because of complicated legal contract negotiations. How are we solving it? We are building an AI-powered search engine to find live jobs directly from employer websites. And the search engine will be the foundation to build a recruitment platform where candidate, employers, and recruitment agencies can work together. How does AI-powered search engine works? We crawl employer websites in real time, and we automatically identify the jobs using machine learning. Employer only have to maintain the jobs on their websites or third-party ATS systems. No additional work or no additional technical skill is needed. So our main differentiator, the main differentiator we are aiming is the highest market coverage. That is what we are aiming for, 60%, and these are our competitors. Read, CV Library, and Total Jobs. I got this data from their website, and this is the coverage for UK market. Indeed, I could not get from the Indeed website how many jobs displaying, but from some source I got that it is 32%. So these are all the differentiators we are aiming for: market coverage, low promotion cost, employer and recruitment agencies collaborations, one-stop websites for global search, and we want to show the public sector jobs as well, and we want to filter out the agencies' jobs. Our revenue model, VRP revenue, is going to be from recruitment agencies. Recruitment agencies can use it because we are giving the widest coverage. They can use it to generate the lead. They can get the CV, and we can find out which the right employer and job is. And they can even make sport offers to employer in filling a specific vacancy. Employers can buy subscription for auto job promotions. They don't need to, unlike typical job search where you put campaigns and set up various rules. You just buy subscriptions, and we will give you some credit, and we'll automatically promote your jobs. And developers, we have, as a part of our Harsil, we have built a GIS, APIs, a location technology, which I will talk about later, and we will rent out this to machine learning developers. Advertisement from companies, universities, colleges, and course providers in the search result. How big is the market? So the candidate matching market, candidate to employer matching market is around 40 billion plus in UK. And this is and there are about 10 to 12 million open vacancies per year in UK, and an average employer spends between 2,000 to 5,000 pounds as an external recruitment cost for filling up a position. Our adoption strategy, so we have 3 people, recruitment agencies, employers, and candidates. So for candidates, we will we will spread the words in colleges, universities, and job center in UKs, and we use the online platforms. For employers, we are thinking that we will have their emails. We will have a free dashboard for employers where they can see how their jobs are performing, if users, where they can see how where the users are browsing their jobs and how many hits they are getting, and we will send them the email to see their free dashboards. For recruiters, we are looking to do some free trials and promote on online platforms. So what we have achieved, so we have built a in-house location tag to precisely discover the job locations on pretty noisy job page. We have developed a host of suites of algorithms to efficiently discover the jobs and their various attributes across the internet. We can discover the jobs for both simple and complex websites, and user can search the jobs locally or anywhere in the world using simple English queries. And I will give the demo later on. So what's the moat? Our job discovery algorithm. We spend at the moment just using this job discovery algorithm, we can very cost effectively discover the jobs on website, even with millions of web page. We just spend at the moment $200 US every month to run the whole complete stack because of our algorithm. We have built next is the location API, geocoding API, and it is saving us at least 30K USD every month, and took us more than 2+ years to build. Scalability, we can easily expand. Technically, we can easily expand into English-speaking market. We just need to give the main website URL, and it will start tracking the jobs for that employer. Wide coverage. So you see the jobs on the Google as well, and Google only shows the jobs if employers have put the job schema on their pages, but we don't rely on the job schema. We shows all the jobs. So 34, as of now, 30% of the jobs we are discovering will not be directly available on the Google. And I will show you in the demo how much we are raising. We are raising 25K, and that will give us the 24 month of runway, and we will spend this money on building, product building, and marketing mainly. And I will give you a demo now. So this is harsil.com, and you can access it from your browser as well. And in bottom left, it is showing that user is visiting from United Kingdom, and by default, it is going to show you the job just for the United Kingdom. But if you type this query from US or Canada, it will show you just the jobs from the US or Canada. But you can search the jobs in pretty much in any part of the world, but we don't have 60% coverage at the moment. So for example, imagine software developer jobs in Seattle. So this is the job. This, you will not find them on Google straight away, because this is just an example. This Amazon doesn't include these schemas, and you can't find these jobs on, for example, let me give you an example. Amazon jobs. So it is aggregating them either from LinkedIn or from various platforms. So if you click on them, you go to apply on LinkedIn or apply on Indeed or like that. But here, you just click on it and you are going to that job page. So if you see here, it has multiple locations. And this is what I was talking about, that we have developed the GIS system here. This location is also in Detroit. So I can search for these jobs in the Detroit as well. And this same job will come in Detroit as well. So this is, we detect multiple locations and things like that. We also are here at the moment discovering the NHS jobs, like the government websites are a bit complicated. Let me give you an example of it. Psychologist in London. I always find it hard to type psychologist. So we track, for example, government jobs. They don't have any metadata, and again, will be very difficult for you to find these jobs on the search engines because they expect these employers to put schema. So we read this whole page and then figure out what's its title, all these attributes, and try to make the meaning of it, like whether it's hybrid or remote, and what is the location. So we show it all here, So that is it basically. You can play with it. It's online. And
what is the website?
It's harsil.com.
Harsil.com. Everybody will gonna go look for jobs before we got replaced with AI. Okay, so I am thinking who in our room is closest to this sector, wants to ask a question about the future of work, applications, enterprises. Stuff is actually not enterprise, but still. So Dimitri, Michael, Philip, Todd, Carl, Alexander, your feedback or questions. I understand it takes time to absorb the presentation, and as I want to add that this event provides a unique opportunity not just to present one time, but we capture your pitch and we scale it, so we deliver it to as many investors as possible to make sure that every project gets as much visibility as possible. Do we have any investors' questions, feedback for Gurmit, Harsil? I see Dimitri wants to say something. Yes, Dimitri. There is a little icon where you can raise your hand. It is in your panel, by the way. Dimitri.
The icon.
Yeah. Like he's sending me gesture signals, but yeah. So please, what are your thoughts?
Just a quick question. Thanks for the presentation. I know there's a big notion in the United States right now to, and this is kind of in your area, to essentially disallow non-competes, and that's been implemented in California, obviously, other than in the sale of businesses. So since you operate in this area, what do you feel would be the sort of the notion where the society or your industry is moving toward allowing less or more non-compete basically restrictions? Thanks.
Sorry, can you please repeat the question? I didn't get that. So it's more about competing. I didn't follow that question, so I'm sorry.
So basically, when you hire employees right now, and one of their essentially provisions in the agreement is to non-compete, and essentially in California, for those of you who watched, Silicon Valley, non-compete in hiring essentially almost illegal, and so non-compete, it is enforced if you sell the business. So considering you're working in the industry, where do you think the industry generally, working with people making non-compete broader or narrower, or because I know that there's been notions in the past few years to abolish, not allowing non-compete, for instance, my profession.
Gurmit he's based in UK, so I don't know if you guys have non-compete agreements at all in your companies. Is it even applicable? I know you.
But it's worldwide. I understand, but it's worldwide. You know, the notion I know in the US, but for instance, like in my profession, non-competition is not even allowed. Like I cannot hire somebody and put non-compete in the employment agreement. So what is your kind of view as how warranted non-competes in the employment relationship are or should be? Like your view on the problem?
So to be honest, I have not been exposed to that non-compete thing in UK. But if you mean, for example, if employer is hiring something, let me first understand. I'm just trying to understand the question, to be honest, because that if it is employer is hiring, they say that you can't join, you know, some XYZ company if you leave my company. Is that what non-compete terms?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
And so the way it works, for instance, in the United States, some states allow you to have a non-compete. And the non-compete is typically, listen, I'm hiring you in my pizzeria and I'm giving you my recipes for the best pizza. And then you can't go and work for a competitor for a year or two, because whether you want or not, you will subconsciously will redeliver my secrets to them. And that could be almost any industry. So as I said, in the United States, the notion is to not allow non-competes. But obviously there is like if I sell a business, right, and I say, listen, this was Dimitri's pizza, and then I sell it to you, and I go across the street and I said, you know, it's DD's pizza. Obviously everybody will come to me and you will lose the value of your purchase. So like, considering that you're so intertwined in this industry, where do you think this restriction would go? And again, this is not a test. It could be your entirely subjective opinion on the subject. But for instance,
more
in the
like
United
a vision of like legal AI.
Yeah, correct. Like California, they don't allow non-compete in employment period. Well, Massachusetts, if you're in Massachusetts, if you let somebody do non-compete, you have to pay them 50% of the salary for the period of non-compete. So it's been from state to state, you know, different. We don't even know how they treat it in the state of Canada, but the 51st state. But you know, UK is not on that list yet.
It's not a state, Dimitri, yet, at least as far as well. But Gurmit do have a comment on this. Thank you, Dimitri.
Not much, because I have not been exposed to this in UK market here. Only thing that happened is like if I'm joining an employer, they say on like you can't join XYZ employer for 6 months, and
but I understand. My understanding is not the problem that you are aiming to solve. You're just matching job seekers and employers, and like how they legally form the agreement is not basically your cup of
no
at this point.
No,
that's my understanding.
Yes. So my target is that to solve the fragmentation that is there in the job market, so that job seekers don't search on various job boards for the jobs. They just one place and find.
Dimitri, I see that Todd, that you got like a comment from Todd. It's like some link to the public policy and against non-compete agreements. I'm not really following those, but let's not spend time on this discussion right now. And if we have any questions for Gurmit, maybe John has a question. I can see.
I have a quick one. How are you doing on early adoption, right? Because you're effectively building a two-sided market here, right? You have on one side you have, you know, the employer, on the other side you have the employees, right? And until you build critical mass, if there's few employers, then candidates aren't interested because there's nothing there. On the other hand, you know, companies aren't interested if there aren't big enough pool of employees looking at this, right? So how do you get over that two-sided market issue? You know, because there are a lot of, you know, competitors out there, whether they're, you know, good, bad, or indifferent is kind of, in some respects, irrelevant, right? They exist and everybody knows about, you know, Indeed and Monster and, you know, all the other places, right? So how are you guys going to get over that hurdle of getting, you know, critical mass on both sides of that equation?
So my idea is like we will go to the first job seekers first, and that is what we will solve the problem, and that will create the network effect, kind of for the employers. If we can give the 60% coverage of the market, which we can technically we sold this like it just cost us very little this whole product is just costing us around 3,000 USD every month. So if we can spend, for example, 10,000 USD every month, we can give a very high coverage. And if we give very high coverage, we can bring job seekers to it, and that will help us to bring employer to it. That's the market. So that's what we have realized. We can't just go to the employer and there's no job seeker, to be honest. And it's not. So job seeker is our entry.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you so much. I would love to bring more investors to talk to you right now, but we unfortunately have only 20 minutes left for today. But as I promised, every pitch will be heard, every pitch will be delivered and shared with all the investors. Thank you so much, John, for your feedback. And thank you, Gurmit, for your presentation. Really interesting. And we will definitely continue discussing this future of work topic with our separate events, and you will definitely invited to join. And I want to bring to the stage one more SaaS AI company, before you guys will get an exclusive opportunity to hear from another coffee success story that we're going to keep to the end for you to bring you one more exciting coffee booth. But for now, I want to invite a SaaS AI company to present their project, their business, that is Adaapt AI, empowering enterprises with unified data insights. And it's Srikanth Ravinutala. Srikanth Ravinutala.
That's right.
I apologize if I misspelled.
No problem.
But please welcome. Yes, welcome.
Yeah,
welcome.
thanks, Tanya. Thanks for this, and thanks for all investors for giving me this opportunity. Without wasting much time, I'll just quickly jump into my deck. Please let me know once you're able to see my presentation.
Not yet.
Okay. Just let me know once. No?
Yeah, perfect. And to optimize time, I want to in advance ask our investors who are focusing on SaaS AI to prepare feedback questions for you. I would encourage Todd and John, and who else is considering Philip, give you feedback after this. Please, let's jump into your presentation.
Right. Thank you. Thanks, Tanya. So yeah, I would like to present Adaapt, which is an helping enterprise in terms of giving them actionable insights through unified data integrations. So I'd like to take you through a case study, basically which we are currently working with one of the major company. So I'd like to introduce Mr. Mohit, who is a VP of revenue at a leading healthcare organizations, who are doing a $2 billion annual turnover, and they're having almost 70 branches across India. So their insurance claim team processes almost 60,000 claims every month. But his main concern is that out of 60,000, or 30% of these claims are getting rejected. So he's having a concern that there are a lot of delays that is happening on the patient discharges. There's a high operational cost, and there's a lot of accumulated billing backlogs that is getting created, and also there's a lot of patient dissatisfaction that he's encountering. So he has over almost 150 plus team members distributed across branches. They're all manually validating this data. They are actually grabbing all this information and analyzing the reasons for this, rejections, and they're resubmitting this. Resubmitting these particular claims is posing a great challenge for them actually. They already have a great analytical systems already in place. They are using Power BI. They're also using Excel. Till we reach out to them, I know they are actually facing a lot of difficulties, and they're quite, comfortable in what they are doing without realizing that, that can be simplified. So they are actually doing a lot of manual efforts in customizing these dashboards. Multiple dashboards are getting created for different roles to analyze different metrics. And there is a lot of dependency on the data analyst and BI experts. And there's a huge training cost that's been involved, almost 30 plus team work exclusively for that. And there's a lot of delay that there's a lot of impact on the decision making that is happening because they're not getting the quick insights on time, and they're not able to really correct the reasons for this particular delays of these rejections, and it is quite impacting them. And also, it's a time-consuming activity to validate. There's a big issue on the manual errors and the accuracy checks, and also data duplication is also becoming a major challenge for them. Despite having these particular tools, the challenges Mohit is facing is the first three questions majorly he's having is, how to identify and analyze these reasons of rejections without spending more of my manual effort. That is his first question. The second one is, how can I validate and monitor and track these KPIs, for different roles across all the branches without me spending, more time there. And third one is, how should I reduce my manual efforts and overall time to implement this entire end-to-end solution? These are the three challenges that were there in front of him. So we went with them with our product, that's Adaapt. So basically what Adaapt does is it actually integrates to multiple databases centrally. It collects all the information centrally, and it decentralizes the information according to the roles and and the functions, basically, and the departments. So that's exactly how it does, and it is topped up with a layer of AI, which is giving a flexibility for the end users to ask the queries, and so that they can build down deeper to find out the anomalies as well as the any kind of patterns, so that they can actually quickly fix that particular issues. This particular platform is quite designed keeping user in mind, whereas the existing platforms are more developer and analyst oriented. So the second one is basically it's we are playing more around with the data sets. Like we are trying to change the entire experience, from a single monotomous database connection, to creating the graphs, towards more of encouraging enterprises to move towards data set models. That means that they have a database, they create a data set, and they assign the data set to the individual user, and the AI can actually help them explore the data set and create their own graphs. Likewise, it gives them a quite flexibility to mix and match multiple data sets of different departments, and they can do their overall analysis. And the third one is basically the role-based curated insights. Since we are shifting the overall approach, from a normal single way user approach to a role-based approach, so we also know that where which department the user belongs, what is his function, and we can throw automated insights onto his screen and give them some kind of an actionable insights every day he opens his laptop. Right, so this is how we are addressing this particular challenge. They can actually integrate centrally with this Adaapt. We are using an OCR, or they can use any kind of a tools to extract the information from these rejection claims, centrally accumulated data, and they can get it integrated into Adaapt. They create data sets, different data sets, they'll be creating it and categorize this particular data into multiple data sets, and they can assign to different users. Like, for example, they're having a ground level team, they're also having a managers, and they're also having a team leads, and they're also having a cluster heads. Likewise, they can divide multiple data sets, as per their roles, and they can assign to them, and they can train the data. We are training the data so that they can get customized insights, and they can also plot graphs seamlessly without the need of any kind of a data analyst or basically or data developers. And also, apart from that, they also can have track KPIs across all the departments so that they get a 360-degree view. And it also helps the leadership to navigate to multiple departments, and he can get a quick glimpse on what is happening across. So I would like to give a quick glimpse of this particular platform, how it looks like. This is how the platform, unfortunately, I couldn't show the healthcare data, but I would like to show some of the data which were already trained in this particular model. This is how it looks like, and everybody can connect to their internal databases. And even the admin can actually assign multiple data sets to each of these users based upon their roles. And that's how they can do it. And they can train these models, and they'll get the required responses through an output. So we designed this particular output in 3 different ways. One is basically the tabular format that he gets. He can download it. He can also play around with the columns, and he also gets a text-based insights, and he also gets the graphs as well, and he also gets the further relevant questions. So basically, we are working to create more small-scale local language models to ensure the data security part, and we are trying to keep this particular SLMs dedicated to the enterprise level data. That's exactly where our most of our development is going on. And apart from this, he'll also get they're also getting this insights. I would like to show this is a let's say a leadership view. We are categorizing the entire dashboards under the layers of finance management departments and all, so that the leader can quickly navigate to multiple departments, and he can see how the KPIs have been configured there. So that's how you get a complete view on that. Yeah. And apart from that, he can also create the charts basically. And this is the data sets I'm talking about. If the leader has been assigned for so many data sets, he has the full flexibility to play around among all these data sets, and he can create multiple graphs, and he can create our own charts, and he can play around that. If an end user is creating a different data set, he can have the flexibility to play around that as well. So likewise, they are having a multiple functionalities here. And one more interesting section that we are planning is basically the discovery section. So this is basically an integration module for all of their knowledge base centers. And also we are planning to play around with the data sets as well. Like, instead of prompts, they can actually play around with the data, with the graphs. Like, by clicking one graph, it gives you 3-4 different variations of graph. And, likewise, they can drill down into a graph, and they can do their own analysis to find out the anomalies, or they can find different patterns as well. So coming back to the presentation, so with this, Mohit and his team are now able to quickly identify the insights. Everybody are having access to what is happening wrong there, why the rejections are happening in. They can quickly know what are the reasons, and they can also see the track of these KPIs quite easily across all the departments. So Mohit is getting a 360-degree view across all the departments on different levels of KPIs, and the patient discharges or delays would be reduced because they can quickly, before even they submit, they can upload into this particular tool. They can ask that, what are the possible areas where it could go wrong, and it can give you that in examples or the responses quickly, and they can correct it as well. The overall training and operational costs are reduced. The BI team and all, there is no dependency on that. They just need some AI engineers to train this model continuously, and they can implement to multiple projects. It's not only limited to this project. Many independent silo projects can also be integrated into Adaapt, and they can have a complete holistic view on what is happening across all the enterprise. So obviously, I mean, this all will result into high patient satisfaction. So overall, we have thoroughly launched this platform. We have been working for the past 4.5 years with multiple companies, understanding in depth, and we have actually officially pivoted it last September with just in 4 to 4 months. We have almost given 43 demos, and 9 opportunities got created from the demos, and 4 clients are ready for conversion. And these are the countries we have signed the partners. Like you can see USA, UAE. We almost signed 16 global partnership agreements as part of the distribution network. They're all quite excited about taking this market forward. They're taking this product forward, and we are seeing a quite a good amount of response coming in and kind of confirmations. And I would like to show you also one of the POC, active POC that we are working in. It is for one of the company where they want to analyze their job services for one of their service service part basically. That analysis also we are configuring it, giving it to them as well. You can see this. And what makes us different when compared to the big players like Power BI and Tableau is our key bet is on our role-based a segregation of information and centralizing and decentralizing the information in the backend. So this is what something which differentiates us, and it will definitely give to the market a new way to look how to handle analytics. That's exactly how we are trying to bring in this differentiation. You can call it as in simple terms, you can call it as an ERP of data analytics with AI integrated, basically. So that's exactly how we are trying to position it. The market is quite big. Almost we have 223 billion of global market, 76 billion we have Pan Asia, and $8 billion is basically the India market that we can easily target on. And we are making it business model quite simplistic. It's a user-based license models. We are also doing on-premise as well. And AI training and customizations also we are doing in for different use cases. And we are also charging for the AI credits that they are using in. We have 3 versions. So one version, free version is there for the demo. One user, they can, experiment, integrate the data. They can, get through the platform. We have standard of $50 per month per user. And we have premium where we are charging $75, where it comes with predictive analysis or any kind of a complex data AI training models or any customization training models that we need to offer to them. So this is the complete landscape that looks like. We are closely targeting Gather, Tableau, Domo. These are the things that we are doing. And the major difference is we are keeping our AI-based architecture, like in the backend, the data cleansing, data architecture. That is what our major primary goal is. We want to shift that entire experience, and we want to bring in this role-based management into the primary focal area that differentiates us from the rest of the market. And yeah, and you can see we also targeting with the ThoughtSpot, Gather, Informatica. So we are having a combination of multiple tools. Since it's a new advanced generation, we have the liberty to actually see what is wrong with the existing tools and what we can better. So that's how we have identified multiple areas, and we are trying to club them together to make a great product. This is our marketing strategy. Already we have started with our Apollo reach outs, emails. So we also started tying up with this partnership alliances. We also had our footprints on US side. We are doing events and webinars, giving more awareness about this role-based approach, how it simplifies us and eases your work. This is our overall go-to-market strategy. And this is my team. Along with me, I come with almost 17 plus years of experience, worked in companies like Accenture and IBM. My main focus area is on manufacturing, logistics, demand planning, and I've been extensively working on this data. Also, I was working on the process automation side, and helping companies in terms of automating the process and streamlining the processes as well. So I have a clear idea on where exactly the gaps are. Gaurav comes with 20 plus years of experience. He's working with US banking system. He's a consultant there, and he's a strategic consultant there. And almost all of these years he has spent in data. I mean, he's completely immersed into the data. And we both come from the same community, same apartment, same building. So we know each other quite for a long time. And Shobit comes with almost 23 plus years of experience, having international wide experience in terms of getting the clients and having a distribution network. And we have Priyatam, who's having 20 plus years of experience working as a product officer, chief product officer for us, who is a main brain. I mean, who's actually working in terms of handling the entire architecture of the data side. That's my team, and currently we are looking for 1 million. The main reason for this is for the product development, enhanced product development, and for the 20% we want to spend on the marketing side, and 20% we want to spend on the partnerships. Our main goals with this fund is basically building a robust architecture, and also building SLMs, small scale local language models, and also to expand to the international market. We want to build strong sales funnels and sales channels. And also, I already mentioned, to ensure the data security part, and also to get the best team in, actually. That's all from my side. You have any queries? I'm open for that.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. Thank you for high energy presentation. I can say you're delivering it not for the first even dozen of times, probably.
Right.
Okay. Really well. Guys, this is your job. I'm talking to founders now, to engage people, to wake them up, to make them excited about your product. I think I should be doing master classes for assistant teachers. And I'm also thinking to reduce the time limit. It's 55 minutes each, definitely. Okay, I want to hear from Todd Yancey. I want to hear from where's David Mendel? I was really hoping to hear from him. I think he sneaked out. I want to hear from John Ricciotti. Please, guys, let's speed it up and let's get Carl Jones. What are your thoughts? Alexander Locke, what are your thoughts? We have one more company to present, so we really need to optimize time. Who has a question, feedback for Srikanth?
I have a first question. One is in terms of who you sell this to, who's typically the decision maker for this type of a solution? And then secondly, who do you see as the user base? Do you see this being propagated through all the executive ranks and all the business decision makers, or do you see this as a tool more used for data analysts to better extract information and then summarize it. So I'm just curious as to sort of
Right.
what you see in terms of propagation of this solution.
Right, right. So currently we are targeting markets like healthcare, retail industry. These are the two major industries, which is and insurance. These are the three major industries that we are targeting on. Second thing is our decision maker is the CXOs or the COOs, basically who are extensively who is handling the operations on a day-to-day basis and who needs quick insights on that. And for your third question, basically our main motto is to remove this BI and BA. I mean, we don't want them into the place. Basically, we want to hand over that particular aspect to the end users. End users, I mean to say, it can be from all the levels. Like even the end user, for example, if you're talking about a sales team, even the end user can be really looking for his insights on his targets and achievements. Like for example, he wants to know some information on the product. He's a new to the team and he wants to know some good information about what are my selling points, key selling points about this product. He's talking to a potential client and he has some queries. He wants to ask the queries using the AI. So he should also be able to get access to this AI and get the required information, and he should be able to sell better. Like for example, the same thing can be done by the manager. That same thing can be done by the regional heads. They can have their own information to the exposed data sets for them, and they should be able to analyze quickly where exactly the gaps are happening in, without really depending on any of the BI and BA guys. So they should be able to do the analysis by themselves, and it should be quite interesting and exciting for them to really get these insights.
Okay,
so
thank you.
For your third question, it's spread it across. Like we want to take this AI to everyone in the enterprise and make it more AI friendly and or AI ready, I would say.
Todd, do you
Thanks.
have a question? Thank you.
Yeah, I'll give you just some quick feedback. So thank you for the presentation. I like the current focus. I think it can be adapted more widely, but I would say, your main market is going to be in the US. And, right now I just saw one company, and, what the key question is, what are you trying to do to drive more awareness and POCs and success here in the US?
Right. So currently we are dealing with US Postal Services. I think that's one of our major clients that we have got. I could show you that. So we got US Postal Services with whom we are working in, basically the postal services of US. So they are quite excited, but it took a quite good amount of time to reach the key person there and to actually show them the demo, and they are coming up with the data to show the POCs. So we are adopting the route of distribution networks. Like we are tying up with multiple partners in US. Like currently we are Corner Consulting is one of the good consultancy in US. We are tied up with them, and they are actually taking our product and reaching to their existing clients, and they are arranging the demos for us. And Postal Services, US Postal Services, has confirmed us on the demo, and they're now giving us the data, exposing some data so that we can actually give them some insights there. So that's the approach that we are following. And slowly, I think once we show that success, once we are able to solve their major challenges, and once we are able to give them the great insights, I think that's something that we can really look forward to penetrate more deeper into US sites.
Yeah.
So we are quite relying on partner distribution networks, and we want to join multiple AI forums. We want to really bring out this thought to the people that a role-based system is a need of the hour. Like you need to have more organized data and more organized structures so that AI can really work.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Adaapt AI and Srikanth. I will learn how to pronounce your name.
Srikanth. Yeah, right.
And just masters are not asking questions when they're silent. It doesn't mean they are not interested. They are thinking, and then they might reach out to you, and there will be more conversations and questions. On that note, I want to thank you for your presentation, and we have a special treat for everyone who sticks until the end. We have a very different company in terms of the stage of this company. The company is actually raising Series A, not a pre-seed, But because our event is a virtual platform to connect founders of different all stages with all types of investors, and this presentation will be delivered to the investors that will be investing in Series A rounds. If you are not yet a Series A investor, you might still want to hear about it, because this might be your unique moment to join this unique investment opportunity. And I want to invite Danny White and CollabCoffee, a personalized coffee brand for creators economy, a company from UK, but already based in United States and making significant success, achieving significant milestones. And Danny will be telling you more about this exciting venture. Danny, welcome. Please share your screen and tell us all about CollabCoffee. You might also want to talk collaborations with Joseph, who was presenting earlier today. Also, an exciting coffee company. Welcome, welcome.
Thanks so much. I hope everyone's still here, and thank you for hanging about as well. Let me just present. Let me open up my here. Can everyone see that okay?
Yes, perfect.
Hold it, I'm sharing there.
We saved the most exciting and consumer brand that is like a great visual and great lifestyle brand for you to enjoy before you go to continue your day today.
Yeah, so can everyone see that okay before I move on?
Yes. Perfect. We see you, we hear you, and we want to know what.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate everyone hanging about. It's coming to 10 p.m. here, so running a coffee company is quite handy, but I'll keep it all short and sweet. So my intro, I'm the CEO and founder of CollabCoffee. I have 10 years experience in marketing. I'm a married father of 2 children. And I'm really excited to sort of introduce you to CollabCoffee. It might be something a little bit different from what you've heard today. But we're doing a lot in the industry, and it seems like we're starting to really make some ground up now after we're just over 2 years old now in regards to where we're going. So yeah, I'm excited to sort of show you where to go. And I'm completely aware that we've gone over here, so I'm going to just try and get through it as quick as possible, but feel free to interrupt me if you have any questions. So basically, we're at the intersection of like 2 massive growth trends. When doing this at the moment, we've got the global ready-to-drink market, which is valued at 31 billion by 2025. And we've also got the creator economy, which is projected to grow from 155 billion to 525 billion by 2030. So CollabCoffee is trying to combine these 2 opportunities, partnering with creators and major recognized corporate entities to develop and sort of scale innovative, standout coffee brands, really trying to compete with some of those major brands that you sort of see and hear on a day-to-day. So here's the issue. Consumers today demand authentic, trust-based connections before making purchases. Creators, on the other hand, are eager to diversify their revenue and entering consumer products. However, creators often lack the operational, retail, coffee industry expertise, and that's where sort of CollabCoffee thrives. We sort of become that sort of one-stop shop for any of these types of partners. I sometimes look at it as if many of you have probably heard of Prime with like Logan Paul and all that sort of thing. The operator behind that brand is Congo Brands. We're sort of that Congo Brands for the coffee industry. Our solution is simple yet powerful. Creators focus on their brand, and we handle everything else. You see Millie Bobby Brown, as you see here, as the face of that brand. We do absolutely everything else, from end-to-end support, retail strategy, performance marketing, creative design, sourcing, fulfillment, and e-commerce. Literally, we're a one-stop shop. We partner with creators to turn their ideas into fully operational, profitable coffee brands. And the best bit of what we're doing at the moment is we're finding completely different niches depending on what those brands do. And we're actually even trying to diversify even more into genres. So we're currently going into the gaming market, sports market, lifestyle. And what we do is we're really selective of who we actually bring on nowadays so that we don't start cannibalizing ourselves. So what's the product? From creator ideas to market leading products like Florence by Mills Coffee. comprehensive services. We manage sourcing, fulfillment, digital marketing, sustainability, literally everything that you can think of to sort of set up your coffee brand. It comes under our purview. Right now, I would say it's probably about 50-50 in regards to how much we actually manage in-house to how much we're actually using on third party. But slowly but surely, we're bringing in new people and sort of developing our team to make sure that actually everything's under one roof. I would say probably by 2027, that's when we're sort of really hoping to make sure that happens. The last thing that actually we started to do at the end of 2024, you heard a lot about AI today, but we're trying to integrate AI into the coffee industry. The coffee industry is actually quite a dated market in regards to sort of its processes. So because we're trying to sort of talk about these creator-led future of coffee and these brands, what we're trying to do is integrate AI into a lot of the processes, the standard processes that people are probably more used to. And to try and improve also all of those sort of solutions. This is our team. It's a very short team. All of us, you can see my brother's in there. So it's a family sort of run one. And a couple of the guys that I sort of worked with in the coffee industry, we sort of started the business just over 2.5 years ago. Recently, we brought on some more senior members of staff to try and basically move into the areas that we don't really know as well. I'm very much from a marketing and digital background, and my partners are very much from a coffee background. A lot of where our revenue is coming in the next year is from a retail side. So we basically really brought in some non-executive teams and partners to make sure that we're actually more clued up in going into those markets. I would say that even with that advice, going into the retail industry has been absolutely mind-blowing. But we are learning every single day, and it's very exciting. We actually just closed on Albertsons today for one of our brands for a nationwide store. So we're all celebrating earlier today. So yeah, we're definitely learning bit by bit. So we're sort of set up in a weird way in the fact that what we're trying to do is de-risk going into these partnerships with these celebrities and brands. But at the same time, we want skin in the game, right? We want something that we can look to sell or exit at the end. So we've basically learned over the last couple of years that actually not always you can trust the celebrity or the brand to actually have an input and a passion for what you're doing. So what we do is now we start with a brand license, a short 2 to 3 year license, royalty payment, where there's no building of asset, there's no anything like that, there's no risk of anything, with contracted marketing terms. But what happens is that in 2 to 3 years' time, we then have that agreement where we then start to create an asset and start working together on maybe 5 to 6 years later on an exit and building out a brand. Currently, we're actually working with one of Joseph's actually ex-employees, Keurig, at the moment, and they're constantly buying these brands. And so what we're trying to do now, work with them a little bit on some of the actual Keurig cups and things like that. And actually, we're launching a brewer in October. But they're the sort of people we're trying to sort of maintain these relationships with because they're the perfect people for us to exit at some point. Again, I'm happy to answer any more questions. I'm just sort of cautious of time. Yep. So why now? So the global RTD coffee market is growing at 8% annually, driven by demand for convenient, high-quality beverages. The US and UK alone represent a 6.5 billion market. Our primary focus areas and consumers are prioritizing sustainability, calorie-conscious products, and ease of access. One of the biggest things and our real strong points at the moment is margin. We're actually really competitive. We've just gone onto we're going onto the shelf next month in Walmart as actually undercutting the likes of Dunkin' Donuts, and Starbucks on the shelf as actually a really good tasting, accessible coffee. And that's just because of our sort of experience in the coffee industry. We knew where to source, we know what coffees to put in at best prices, and where basically to get the best quality coffee out with sustainability in place, but actually getting a good price. And unfortunately, that is outside of America, but it is in areas of Europe and Asia. Market size, it's clear, 8% growing, as I said, and the global creator economy market is over 100 billion at the moment. And yeah, we're really tapping into it across multiple sectors. So go to market. This actually, yeah. So the plan is that while partnering with these celebrities and influencers, you get like a lot of exposure very, very quickly. And that's the best thing for it is, yes, you can get some digital elements and some social elements that really build on and help support your marketing. But actually getting into Walmart in 6 months, like we did, you wouldn't have been able to do as a standalone brand. That was, getting Millie Bobby Brown on the phone to Walmart saying, look, I'm going to do this. I'm going to support that. And that was a real big thing. So we've actually, this year, we're launching in Walmart next month. Albertsons in April, and we'll do 7-Eleven in October of this year. And just those 3 players alone are 72% of the market reach in the US retail. So the fact that, we're just a couple of years old and sort of going into those retailers really, really quickly is very exciting. But as you're very aware, it's quite daunting as well. So that's why we sort of brought on those partners. The other things are where our strength is online. Marketplaces, TikTok Shop, obviously with everything going on at the moment, there's a lot of what we're doing in there. That's why we're sort of concentrating TikTok Shop in the UK and Europe, because there's no problems this way. But the Amazon Marketplace is still growing really strong. We're actually estimated to be the #1 RTD coffee seller by October of this year by Amazon. So just because of the demographic, price, and we're just appealing to that sort of younger generation. We also have key partnerships with Keurig and Shark Ninja this year. Keurig Dr. Pepper is a big one for us. Basically, we've got a partnership with them to create a brewer for Millie Bobby Brown's brand. God, try and say that 3 times fast. Florence by Mills Coffee, which will be going first of all into Keurig.com in August, and then we'll be rolling out into the supermarkets around November time, just in time for Black Friday. And a custom cold brew brewer as well. So that's good fun. And Shark Ninja, we do a lot of partnerships with just to promote alongside their coffee machines. So in regards to traction, I've basically highlighted 2 of our most popular and our most successful brands that we're sort of building. This year for the Florence by Mill brand, which is Millie Bobby Brown. If you don't know who she is, she's the 2nd most followed female actor on Instagram. She's just under Zendaya in regards to engagement, but you probably might know her from Stranger Things, Damsel, Nola Holmes. She's in a movie coming up in the next couple of months as well. Very, very popular figure. But her brand basically is set to do 9.94 million this year just on retail. Online, that's looking about another 1.2, 1.3 million as well. And that's the big Keurig partnership too. We also have something that's really exciting, a partnership that we're just tying up at the moment with Sabrina Carpenter, who is another popular singer figure that's going to do a partnership with that as well. So big year for the Florence by Mills. That's sort of our leading brand that seems to be working. The second one I'm sort of highlighting is actually one that is launching this year in the UK. The Sidemen are quite well-known YouTube group. You might know KSI. He's been in all these fights and stuff, popular boxing fights. He's a big personality. Well, his group, they have a lot of food and drink products over here already in the UK that are selling close to, like I said, £1 million sales per week at the moment. We are launching into Tesco's in March of this year with iced coffee brand, these 4 iced coffees. And yes, these are the sort of all the retailers that are lined up, hence why the retail value is at 7.8 million for them too. Building these brands has become easier, and we're learning more and more as we sort of connect with these people. So for example, the deal that we actually have with the Sidemen is actually really good for us now that we understand the margins, we understand the input that these marketeers are actually going to be putting in. So you've heard a lot about AI. Obviously, I'm not an expert in AI, but actually we started a project with Anderson at the end of last year to basically focus on 3 areas to improve the coffee industry with some AI integration. We've started working with some of our partners that we work with anyway, which is Joe and the Juice, McCafe, I told you about Keurig Dr. Pepper, and Sucafino, who is a major green coffee provider. And we're basically looking at 3 areas: predictive order systems in coffee shops to just improve the wait times, quality of service, precision farming and roasting technology. So meet growing consumer demand for ethical and eco-friendly products, basically tracking exactly where that bean's coming from, where it's being picked, how it gets onto the van, how it gets into the supermarket. So people understand that there's a fair, sustainable route of that coffee being farmed. And then also personalized coffee blending and marketing. So one of the big ones we're working with Keurig Dr. Pepper on is developing some AI tools with Anderson on how people are actually wanting in regards to the flavors of their coffee, whether it be territory based, whether it be age based. One of the big things that we're finding out of creator-led stuff is that actually they want to know about the taste of their coffee more and more, where it's coming from, how it's blended. And yeah, so what we're trying to do is basically put these 3 specific goals alongside Anderson and these discovery partners where we can obviously get all the data from. And this is where we're sort of trying to focus on. If we're trying to build the future of coffee, it feels like this needs to be integrated into what we're doing. So just some quick things in regards to pipeline. I've just said, yeah, we're in Walmart, Albertsons, and 7-Eleven. These are all happening. Sides going into Tesco's as well. But the pipeline as well for new brands. We're just signing a partnership with Activision to create a gaming coffee with some really interesting sort of in-game purchases and all that sort of thing. So that's a really exciting project for Call of Duty. Ed Sheeran, it looks like we're going to be launching that in November of this year. He's a big, passionate coffee drinker, drinks a lot on his gigs, backstage. And so what we're doing at the moment is actually building out sort of what he wants from it. I'm talking to him about what he wants to get from it. And he's already got a lot of links into a lot of the retailers already because of his other products. So we've got a little bit of a foot up on that. The WWE, we've got 2 WWE wrestlers. I can't disclose them right now, but they are looking to launch at the beginning of next year that we're building out. And then our biggest project, which we're launching in 2027 after their licensing project with another coffee provider at the moment, is into Disney, into some of the Marvel hotels, in Star Wars and all that sort of thing. And we're looking at doing like a Star Wars coffee subscription club and a Marvel subscription club online. So there's a lot going on, and we've got a really good pipeline. And the best bit, we're not spending a bit on marketing. This is all people coming to us. We found a really good niche in what we do. We talk about what we do, and these are all just people that we're meeting, especially from a licensing point of view. And we feel like we're the only people that actually offer this in the coffee side. Finally, just a quick snapshot of the financial overview. We're looking at 18.1 million this year. Again, this year, last year was mostly building out all of these retail projects, building out the development of the websites and everything like that for the digital sides. We launched our first brand just last year. A lot is happening this year, hence the significant growth in 2025. And yeah, what we're looking for, £5 million, 6.4 million USD. We're a UK and USD, an American entity. We've now 65% of our business is over in the US, so we're out there quite a bit now. But we're looking to split between a few bits and pieces, you can see here. And our biggest thing is that we're looking to sell 14 million units in 2025. For what I would say, for someone that's doing, we're only two and a half years old, to do that million units is a significant target. Like I said, Albertsons going into 2,200 stores that we confirmed today means that we're almost halfway there, literally just in middle of January. So it's looking good. And then, yeah, keeping it short and sweet as usual. Thank you very much for listening. Yeah, if you've got any questions, I know I whizzed through that and there's a lot to answer for, but happy to answer any questions on email or anything too. Thanks very much.
What an incredible mix. I was thinking of seamlessly unconnected things like coffee, AI, creator economy, influencers. I'm super excited about your venture. It's obvious you will have great success in the United States. And definitely becoming, one of your, what is this word, evangelist for your brand. I will be talking about it to everybody. Now, so if you were, I want to ask everybody here, like if you were a coffee brand, what kind of coffee were you? What kind of coffee would you be? Like, can AI help you like generate your personalized coffee brand? Super exciting. I also think it can be a cool collaboration with you with our previous presenting coffee company, CollabCoffee. Definitely, you guys should connect and chat and find some synergies. And I want to ask what the audience and Alexander Locke are thinking about this company. What are your final thoughts? Thank you for speaking until the end. And definitely we will be sharing this video with all our networks so more investors learn about this opportunity. But for now, we really appreciate hearing thoughts and insights of investors who are here and who are not replaced by AI, because I can also see that many investors left their AI agents in the room. They're not actually in person here. Alexander, what are your thoughts? And Todd, oh, I'm sorry, Todd, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, so great presentation. Thank you very much. I didn't expect to hear Ed Sheridan's and all the depth of what you've done here. Congratulations. I think it's when you talk about displacing brands, the consumers are very loyal. However, there is an enormous amount of influence that can impact their choices of the brands that they choose to either identify with or use and buy, right? So I don't know if you're familiar with our American football, but we have the Super Bowl. And last year there was a very famous commercial done by Dunkin' Donuts. And, it had Mark Wahlberg was in it, and there was a lot of humor, but there was also a lot of pride in that they were promoting the Dunkin' brand. So if you can bring that kind of intensity to coffee with the brands that you have, I think you're going to do very well. So that's my initial reaction. You've obviously made traction. You're in the right retail stores. What kind of traction do you have in terms of sales at, say, Walmart and Albertsons, and what are the returns, right? Because that's when you get shelf space in a store, it's great until you don't get the revenue, right? Or you get the return.
Good question. We're actually at the point where I get that question a lot, because I think that's where a lot of investors are interested in coming in once they have that data, which is completely understandable. But we're at that point now where, we're at the point where we're just going into those things. So Walmart, like I said, it literally launches in 3 weeks' time. And Albertsons goes in April. So we don't actually have any of those numbers yet. But I have a lot of VC interest once I've got that data in sort of 6 months' time of saying, yeah, they're the sales in Albertsons, they're the sales in Walmart, these are the sort of the weekly recurring. And so that's what it's all about now. It's about getting a good launch behind us, getting Millie behind it, getting the influencer behind it, so that those sales are good. But what I would say is that where we're sort of placing is that there's been a lot of, I would say, mistakes in the sort of influencer and celebrity-driven brands where they rely too much on the celebrity or rely too much on the influencer. We're very much about brand 90%, and then the influencer gives it that oomph. They're the passion, they're everything about. But actually, the operational side, the 90% has to be there for it to be a successful brand. And so what I would say is, come back to me in 3 to 6 months' time. I'll be able to give you all the data under the sun about how that coffee is selling on the shelves. What I can give you is online data. We're growing at least 4 or 5% every single month on our digital sales, and that's just through standard advertising across the US and Europe. So we're doing well in that front. But yeah, the retail side is where it's obviously the big risk, but also the big returns if it goes well.
Yes. I would also encourage you to look at some very specialty stores, right? So here in the Silicon Valley, there's a very well-known store called Draeger's, and I know the head of Draeger's. So let's connect offline. I can make some introductions for you. There's a number of other locations that you're going to want to, try to get into, and I think I can help facilitate that for you.
Oh, I'd really appreciate that. Thank you very much, Todd.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Thank you.
Amazing. Yeah, this is really helpful. We appreciate having you today, Todd. Please come back for the next event as well. So I want to ask Joseph, if you're still here from Cold Brew Coffee, what are your thoughts? You guys in the same industry, as you were listening to Danny, what were you thinking about, and like, what is your reaction to this company?
Well, I mean, I completely agree with Joseph where the industry's going in regards to cold brew and iced coffee. So he's definitely in the right space there. That's hence why we're putting iced coffee in a can. He's doing it from a machine point of view. So we definitely know the market's there for iced coffee. It's growing ridiculous amount. So yeah, and I really like what he's doing in regards to the machine side. So yeah, it's definitely worth a chat.
Yeah, absolutely. So, okay, I see you guys got all tired, and I'm so grateful that you were here to listen to our amazing, fantastic founders. On that note, I want to say my final words. Thank everybody for being with us today. Thank you to founders for presenting your exciting ventures. Thank you, Danny. Thank you all our startups. Thank you to our investors for dedicating your time and listening and giving your thoughts and feedback. And this brings us back to our initial conversation about changes in U.S. economy, in U.S. Focus on AI, on innovation, technology, and this will be a really exciting time. It is really time to certainly go to a U.S. market, and we are here to help you, to support you, to connect you with the best investors. And this pitch, as it was recorded, it will be shared with all our network, all investors, which is over 15,000 investors in our network. So you definitely will get traction, interest, feedback. Definitely there will be conversations to follow. And tomorrow I will be sending follow-up emails to everybody, connecting you guys with each other, sharing your emails, sharing your pitch decks, sharing all the feedback. And yes, looking forward to having you next time. Looking forward to hearing about your successes. And thank you again for being with us today. It was a Startup Investor Pitch Lunch, and your host, Tanya Mitchell, and wishing you a great weekend ahead. Thank you all. Bye.